Hello, everybody, and welcome in to the Devil's Den podcast. My name is Spencer Hayden. I'm joined alongside my co-host,
Chris Georgiou.
Chris, man, got a lot to digest. So in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing 5 big talking points from yesterday's Sevilla match. We're going to go into depth about the FA Cup semifinal we've got against Brighton on this Sunday. And we're going to do a little combined 11 and our predictions for the match. And then before lastly, we're going to be discussing the reports coming out today about some of the players being offloaded in the summer. Yep. We're going to be talking specifically about De Gea because we could do a whole podcast on De Gea. And then lastly, we're going to be discussing Manchester United's chances at top 4. You know, it's looking kind of slim at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. So first off, let's talk about the Sevilla game. And we got 5 points. The first point, I think, has got to be De Gea and Maguire had an absolute stinker. What were your thoughts on their performances?
It's not surprising. You know that they're capable of these mistakes, and I've never seen such united backlash against both of them after a game. Because usually it's split. Everyone's scapegoating one person, but everyone seemed to be fully in on both of them. Which it's kind of about time that everyone's realizing about these players.
Yeah, I mean, with De Gea, I think one thing that kind of fools people, at least fooled me too, to be honest, I'm kind of switching on my stance on him because I do think that we do need a progressive goalkeeper who can actually play the ball out from the back and build our attacks and stuff. But at the same time, my thought process originally was, well, he's winning the Golden Glove race in the Premier League, but oh my God! These two performances.
That's a Fugazi number.
These 2 performances are just inexcusable. No,
it's not acceptable at this level to keep on making the same errors again and again.
I mean, the third goal in yesterday's match, schoolboy error. It's just what is wrong with him? It's so easy to clear the ball out. I don't understand what was going on through his head there.
And if yesterday's match was a reason to get everyone behind the fact that De Gea cannot be our keeper next season, then I see it as a win. If we can I know it's bad, but if we can take that, and even Ten Hag, if he can see that this guy is not it for my style of play, then so be it.
Yeah, I mean,
if that's what it takes for everyone to realize about De Gea, then it's fine. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, Ten Hag, we've been hearing him saying
something like that.
Ten Hag's been saying some things in the media, probably just covering his tracks, trying to make sure that De Gea is still confident in the team. He's been saying, De Gea is the complete goalkeeper, all these different things, which we know he knows that he doesn't mean that. If anyone truly believes that,
what he said about Ronaldo
crazy
before the Piers Morgan interview.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blatantly come out in an interview and just say, my goalkeeper is terrible, I don't back him. You kind of have to back him as the coach. He's what you got.
Back Ronaldo and then bend him. It was. I think he's gonna do something similar with De Gea in the summer. I really hope those new contract talks are false. A lot of the reports coming out this morning were about how Ten Hag wants someone who now can play with his feet, and he's looking for a new number 1, which is what a lot of the fan base is starting to realize if they hadn't already.
Yeah.
I think it's good news, but I did see one thing on Twitter that it was a good take on Ten Hag and how he's handling these big name situations. How, I was just saying with Ronaldo, he kind of backed him publicly, and then he went into this interview, and then the club, he briefed to the club that he was going to get dropped, and then so he's kind of doing something similar with Ten Hag, is what I saw with De Gea. Sorry, what I saw.
Yeah,
he said all these things about how he's a capable goalkeeper, giving the numbers, leading the Golden Glove race, but it'll come to a point where he can't keep getting away with it, kind of.
Yeah, I think...
And he's going to bin him eventually.
I also see more reports coming out that Ten Hag is going to want a goalkeeper who can build from the back. And that's going to be really important because you look at, Arsenal, they changed out Bert Leno, who was, at the time, considered one of the best shot stoppers in the league.
Look at
Man City with Ederson, Liverpool with Alisson. So many teams are switching to a more...
Goalkeeper is such a transformative signing.
Oh, for sure.
And
for sure.
if we're going to challenge for the title next season, we need a new number one.
Yeah, I completely agree.
That's just a fact.
I think another big thing that United was missing yesterday was probably Lisandro Martinez and Bruno Fernandes, because both of those players, that's our second talking point, both of those players were huge for us this whole season in terms of creating chances. You see Lisandro Martinez spraying out balls left and right, and Maguire just simply can't do that. He labors on the ball for too long, and then he just plays like a simple pass to one of our fullbacks, and then it just puts us in a hard situation. So I think with Lisandro Martinez and Bruno,
not great under pressure, and you could see yesterday how high they were pressing us every time.
Yeah, it worked perfectly for Sevilla. Yeah. And without Lisandro, because there was the first goal, I think Lisandro would have easily just dribbled out of that situation or found someone else. Because I don't understand what Maguire is doing, asking for the ball, when there's three men right next to him ready to crunch him and tackle him.
I guess he's confident he can get through, and then he messes up. And
I also think that sort of gets in his head. When something like that happens, it's definitely going to get in his head, and it's going to make him nervous for the next time he's asked to do something like that. And then without Bruno, I think Bruno has been playing brilliantly at the 8 lately. And without him yesterday, it was really hard to come by some chances.
Yeah, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like some people might agree that missing Bruno Fernandes is more like detrimental to our team than losing Martinez or losing Casemiro. Because I think Bruno he clicks everything in the team. He links everything. He's like everywhere. Like he is our main guy.
Yeah.
And without him, we kind of just look lost. We weren't creating like any chances. We're not linking up with any attacks. It was hard to play without him.
Yeah. I mean,
I think we really missed him.
Yeah, I think because if you look at his tally for the Premier League, he's got 5 goals and 6 assists so far, which isn't, it's not elite numbers. But the thing is, the chances created are insane. And if we had a proper striker up there, they'd be finishing those. And it's just, you could see in the Sevilla game, I don't even remember like a true chance for us apart from Casemiro had a shot, but it was from outside the box. And it wasn't really,
any big chances.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a single moment where I was like, oh, we're going to score. It was really, it was very concerning.
Eriksen can provide those chances. He did have a poor game, though.
I think everyone had a poor game.
Everyone had a poor game. Eriksen was especially poor, I think, because he was trying to link up everything. And when you don't have that link between your midfield and your attack, or your defense and your attack, so like without a Martinez, you could really consistently send those balls out, or Bruno Fernandes, who literally runs around everywhere on the pitch. It's hard to create chances like that.
It is tough. So what do you think about with Anthony Martial getting injured yesterday for our third talking point? What do you think about Martial?
Has he been back? 2 or 3 maybe?
It's getting sad at this point.
The dude's made of rubber at this point. It's
every single game he comes back and plays, he somehow gets some sort of little injury.
Obviously, he's not going to be a long-term number 1 striker, even as a backup, though. You can't rely on him as a backup. It's like, I think he's got to go.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think, although he's so much quality, he's got so much quality, but
better he makes us.
If you can't play more than 2 or 3 games, why even? No. It's just so disappointing, and especially the way he got injured with Harry Maguire falling on top of him during a corner. We've said it before, and we'll say it again. Just Maguire things, just doing stupid stuff all over the pitch.
If there's something bad happening,
Maguire's involved. He's involved. He's the culprit. But it's I mean, Martial, I don't really see a future for him, just because I wish he was a player that didn't get injured as much as he does anymore, because he's so quality. He links up the play so well. He's good finish.
The play is great. Finishing is good.
And he's like just such a smooth baller too. Like he's just so cold and icy. Yeah. But it's just so unfortunate the way it's sort of panned out now. Yeah. But do you think this result's going to have a huge impact on the rest of the season? Because I think it's going to have a pretty big impact.
It will.
For the top 4 race.
The only, as there's not a lot of positives after going out of a cup, but if you are trying to find one, it's only that we'll have less fixtures to worry about. A possible 3 more at most games. We won't have. So, I mean, we'll be able to rest up a little bit more. But then again, now our only way into the Champions League next season
is the top four in the league,
which makes that much more important. Which I'm so confident we'll get. We're in a good position from Spurs, especially we'll see after the Spurs match. I think if we win that game.
Yeah, Spurs match is going to be huge. I think the Spurs match next Thursday is probably...
It's next Thursday?
Yeah, I think that could decide whether we get top four or they get top four because I got to be honest.
Already 6 points ahead of Spurs.
Yeah,
game in hand.
And the teams around us in the top four are just kind of struggling at the moment. Newcastle are doing okay, but they're struggling. And then Aston Villa are doing pretty decently right now. But apart from I don't see really Aston Villa, Spurs, and Newcastle are really the only teams I can see competing with us for top four. I don't really see many other teams entering the frame for that.
You think?
I don't think Liverpool are really going to. They don't have the consistency. I mean, you see them putting in fantastic performances at Anfield against us, against Arsenal. But then when they go away from home, it's just a whole different story. The team is just... I don't get it because I understand there's a huge home advantage, but you're still playing the same sport. It's not like you're playing some different sport. They look like they're playing some sort of foreign sport to them.
Team comes out.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
They've had an interesting season for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't really see them making top four. But yeah, I think this Sevilla match is going to could have a detriment to us. It'll be interesting to see how we bounce back in the FA Cup and then the rest of the league matches as well, because we don't have to focus on Europa. We don't have to play 3 games a week, hopefully now. So we'll see if that helps them out in any way. But last sort of point before we move on from the Sevilla game, how do you think Ten Hag managed the game? Because I think, to be honest, I think he made some pretty big errors.
Yeah, I think he made a mistake in the lineup. I think Fred should have played. I think we could have definitely used his energy.
Oh, yeah.
Because Eriksen looked like gas from the first minute. He was really struggling of running around everywhere, really trying to play that like Bruno Fernandes role. He's also just coming back from injury, so you can't really, discredit him or anything. But Sabitzer was really poor after having a good...
I don't really know what happened there because I thought this game would suit him because it's more of a high energy type game and he normally has a pretty high...
Also, like Casemiro was very poor as well.
Yeah.
The whole midfield was very poor in that, really.
I'm telling you, man, Bruno's leadership is so important for the team. And then do you think the subs he made were right? Because, I mean, I don't really know if there were any other subs he could have made.
Coming out at halftime, I mean, that's kind of expected. I didn't know the severity of Rashford's injury. I thought he would have come on a bit later, but he seemed fine playing the half.
Do you think Shaw should have played at center back for Maguire? I think if he didn't start the game at center back after seeing Maguire's horror of a first half, I would have probably put Shaw on as center back, personally. But I can understand.
I think he wanted to move Dalot to right back.
Yeah, I can understand why.
I mean, if he wanted to do that, he could have put Malacia on at left back.
And then put Shaw on as center back. Do you think we've got to move forward with Shaw at center back? Because I think there's no way. Definitely. If Maguire starts the next game, I'm going to be kind of frustrated. Because after he had own goal in the first game against Sevilla, and then he had the horrible mistake, and he just didn't play well either. It's just, if he plays the next game, it's going to be very disappointing.
Like, these are big European matches to win us trophies and are supposedly big players. Like, the one who has the armband, or keeper who's talking, I have nothing to prove. They're the ones consistently messing up. And it's, like, so frustrating to see, like, the players who talk so much are not showing it on the pitch. Yeah, completely agree. It's frustrating. Yeah, Maguire makes himself a clown when he talks out in the media and talks about how he makes the team so much better, because he doesn't. He's got the ego of Ronaldo, but he's got the ability of Phil Jones. Yeah. No, I'd play Phil Jones with Maguire. I would too, honestly. Playing with Maguire is worse than playing with 10 men. Genuinely. But I think we need to move on from Sevilla though before we get too frustrated. So let's talk about the Brighton game, the FA Cup semi-final coming up this Sunday. What are your thoughts about this game so far? It's the last chance at silverware this season. I'm kind of nervous, man. Oh, I'm definitely nervous. I'm not confident at all. Usually, we've seen this season, we've been able to bounce back after a bad result. We'll go on like a winning run after losing pretty poorly. I thought we were gonna be able to bounce back last night after last Thursday's upsetting last 10 minutes, but I don't know if the players show up and play how like Ten Hag wants them to play and stuff, we can easily win that game. But if they crumble under the pressure like they did yesterday, then we're gonna lose.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then if you look at the path to this FA Cup game, Manchester United have actually, coincidentally, all 4 games in the FA Cup we played this year, we've won 3-1.
Right?
Yeah, we beat Everton in the 3rd round, Reading in the 4th, West Ham in the 5th round, and then we just beat Fulham in that crazy game with the red cards and stuff. But it was all 3-1 score. So we haven't had a single clean sheet in any of the games. And then if you look at Brighton's path, they beat Middlesbrough 5-1 in the 3rd round. Middlesbrough aren't that good. Liverpool 2-1 in the 4th round, and then they beat Stoke. Middlesbrough not good. They beat Stoke City 1-0 in the 5th round, and then they also beat Grimsby Town 5-0 in the quarterfinals. So they've only really played one Premier League side, so they haven't really been tested too much. And if you look at our form in our last 5 games, we have 3 wins: Brentford, Everton, Forest, and then a draw and a loss to Sevilla. And then Brighton's form, they have 3 wins as well, 1 draw and 1 loss as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been playing really well lately.
They have.
And it's not just, I think some of the scorelines have been not as, I guess, showing of how they've been playing, because they beat Chelsea 2-1, but if you watch the match, they absolutely destroyed Chelsea. Yeah. They dominated them in every facet of the game. And they've been getting, I think against Tottenham, there was this really dodgy no penalty call. I forgot whether it was a handball or something, but there's been some dodgy calls that they've been missing. So we'll have to see if that happens in the FA Cup game. But I'm kind of scared, to be honest. I'm not really confident much at all.
I don't know. I really don't know. It's tough to tell.
Yeah, I think we're gonna lose.
We've been able to come back, but I think it depends what Ten Hag does with playing Maguire, I think.
Yeah, I think that's going to have a big impact.
Yeah. Because let's say he plays him and then we lose, but Maguire doesn't really affect the game, really. Like, you think he would get scapegoated for that? Yeah. Which I think he might after yesterday's game. You know, a next loss that he plays in, it's going to be Maguire again.
Oh, for sure.
That happens with De Gea a lot because things he plays every match, though. So it's tough to like really pin everything on him.
Well, speaking of players, I think we're going to do a combined 11 of Brighton and Manchester United at the moment. And we're going to do it where, I guess, somewhat based on form, somewhat based on the season. Yeah. So we can't have players like Lisandro Martinez who are injured. So I think we should do a 4-4-3 or 4-3-3. Yeah. Let's start out with the goalkeeper. Sanchez. Have you heard about what's happening though, Brighton?
Sanchez. Yes.
I will say though, I read an article from The Athletic though recently on I think it was March 13th it came out, and they talked about Jason Steele as their backup, but he plays but like he plays the ball better and builds the attacks better. So he's been actually starting recently. Like I think he started 5 of their last 6 games or something.
All right. Anyone
but Day. All right, we'll go with Brighton contingent. So whoever is the Brighton goalkeeper, whoever they field on Sunday will be our combined 11 goalkeeper. So either Steele or Sanchez. Next up, let's go to left back.
Luke Shaw.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's.
I will say Estupiñán. He is their left back. He has 3 assists on the season, and whenever I see him play, he always gets in pretty good positions. But I do think Luke Shaw has been. He's been one of our best players this season in terms of just consistency. Yeah. He hasn't really had too many bad performances. It's a shame that he got injured recently. But luckily he's back. And I think the thing is, though, we could play him as center back in our combined 11.
That's true.
Because...
Although I think we'll go on with the positions and we'll see. I think I have a center back pairing lined up.
You do? Okay. Yeah. So first center back, I'm going to take Lewis Dunk. I'm taking Lewis Dunk. Yeah.
I was going to say... Okay, let's just do the center back pairing for a combined. I was going to say Lindelof and Dunk.
Okay, yeah, I kind of agree. Because Dunk has been playing well. Yeah. Every time I see him, he seems like the leader for them. And he's always way more commanding in the air than, Harry Maguire. So I think we take Dunk. I don't really think that's too much of a debate there. And Lindelof, I mean, you like him a lot, but to be honest, I would rather have Webster in there.
The thing is, he's consistently good when he's playing
is he though?
Maguire, and in front of De Gea, I think. I think he does his job well every time, even though he does play with Varane a lot, but
I think he's just average though. I don't think he like really brings that much to the team, to be honest.
he never really puts in stinkers though. Have you ever seen Lindelof have like a outstandingly like poor?
But I feel like he just ghosts for the most part.
No, I think he's calm. He's calm on the ball. I think he's a good presence to have. I think he's quality. I really like him.
All right. Well, I won't argue for too long then. Let's go with Dunk and Lindelof as our center backs. Let's move on to right back.
Right back.
So we got Wan-Bissaka, Dalot, and I believe is Lamptey their right back? Or who? I don't know who the right back is for Brighton. Let me find out.
Seeing Veltman here.
All right. Well, then let's just go with Wan-Bissaka because I think Wan-Bissaka is. For me, I'd take Wan-Bissaka because defensively he'll do a job. I think offensively he's been more comfortable this season.
I've really been liking when Dalot goes into that inverted fullback role. I think he does really well there. I haven't really seen that much from Wan-Bissaka, so for outside of this combined 11, when we're playing with whether it's Dalot or Wan-Bissaka, I think Dalot does a better role in that inverted fullback role in the midfield, but.
He scored in our last league game playing inverted fullback.
Yeah.
I think he was on the right.
No, he was on the left.
He was on the left. Okay, left, and he was an inverted fullback, and he made that run through the middle.
He made a great run in the midfield.
Yeah, he was playing like a mid, like straight up like a center mid.
He's really been playing well when he's in that position. Which, I mean,
So should we take Dalot then, or?
I don't know. I personally still prefer Wan-Bissaka for his defensive.
All right, we'll go Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
All right, center defensive mid. I think Casemiro walks into the team easily. Then the next two positions for me are really tough because you got Bruno to choose from. You've got McAllister. You've got Caicedo, Eriksen, Fred, Sabitzer. I don't think we can have Fred in there. I don't think we have Sabitzer in there.
I'm gonna say Caicedo.
Caicedo.
Yeah, I think the Casemiro Caicedo pivot is really nice.
Really?
Or no, like you said 4-3. We're playing 4-3.
Yeah.
So
I would like to see Bruno play in the 8, and I would like to see McAllister in the 10 because he's been smashing it this season. He has 8 goals and 1 assist in the league, and he's just, for me, every time I see him play, he's always he's putting in good performances. Yeah. Good World Cup. He led. Yeah. I'm telling you, he was better than Messi in the World Cup.
Yeah, he was great.
Call me crazy, but he was better than Messi in the World Cup. I think he was. Call me crazy.
Yeah, no,
I don't know. I rate him a lot. I think he's going to go to a big team next year. I think he can move to a Liverpool or United.
I could kind of see him at Liverpool. I don't know if there's room for him at United.
Yeah. I agree. I think
it would be nice though. The thing is,
I think we should go for a goalie and a striker before we go for someone like McAllister.
Yeah. Goalie number 1.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think for my combined 11, I would have Casemiro, Bruno, and then McAllister in there because I think Bruno does a better job defensively than people really give him credit for too. Because
easily,
he's really athletic. He's like surprisingly quick. Honestly,
he's been dropping deeper and stuff and playing a more like conservative role.
But he can also play those balls out from the back.
Exactly. He plays everywhere, man. He's an engine. And he's so vital. Bruno's easily in the 11.
I can't believe he didn't make the team of the season nomination. That's insane.
Over like
Kai Havertz was in there. Kai Havertz was in there.
Come on.
Who is the? That makes no sense. All right, but let's move on to the front line.
Okay, so yours is Casemiro,
Bruno, McAllister.
Mine is Casemiro, Caicedo, Bruno.
So you're playing Bruno at the 10 then?
Yeah. I'm going to play Bruno.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's a good team too, but I don't know. I really like McAllister, to be honest. I like Caicedo and McAllister a lot.
I like him too.
But I think McAllister is just, he's been so good for them, so vital for them. All right, let's move to the front line, the front 3. Left wing.
Rashford?
Yeah. So
I mean, I'll always have a soft spot for Rashford.
Well, although I want to have Rashford in the team, but I would play him at the striker, number 9 role. Because I want to play Matoma.
You're saying Martial is not available? Or
I don't even care if Martial's available. I want Matoma at left wing. Have you seen Matoma this year?
I know. But
he's so good.
Rashford at left wing.
Kaoru Mitoma has 7 goals and 4 assists. I mean, and he's also played
Rashford's
the bulk of the season.
It's like 30 goals.
But I think Rashford can play at the striker role, though.
No, he can.
Also, Mitoma can move into the middle too and play sort of like a center forward.
Yeah.
As far as I've seen, so I think they'd be interchangeable. To be honest, I don't think he plays on the right. I think he plays on the left when he plays. But I think that they could be interchangeable. Mitoma and Rashford playing left wing and striker. So I would put Rashford striker and Mitoma left wing, and then right wing. You're probably gonna have something very different than me. We can have a debate on this. I'm going Solly Marsh. He's got 7 goals and 7 assists in the league.
Yeah,
that's a way better return than Anthony. I mean, I think Anthony has grown into the team more as the season's gone on. But
yeah, I think maybe, and if this game was played a couple of weeks ago, I would say March. But I think Anthony has really improved more recently. I think,
bro, but he doesn't finish those chances though. That's the only problem I have with him.
Yeah, he's gonna get a lot better at that. I think that's something that can easily be
I hope so.
Improved upon.
But Solly Marsh has been so good. 7 goals and 7 assists.
Yeah.
He's one of those players like Leandro Trossard. Brighton have been playing well, but you look at Trossard, he's gone to Arsenal and he's done really well. Yeah. So I think a player like Solly Marsh would probably do well at another side too. So I'm going Solly Marsh.
I'm always going to be biased on these things too.
I mean, I'm biased too, but I think at the end of the day,
it's good to be as.
If you look at the season as a whole body of work, I'm going to say Solly Marsh has been better this season than Anthony has been. I mean, maybe it's not by too much, but because Anthony, I mean, he's been playing better lately.
He has
4 goals.
10 goals and 4 assists.
Yeah, well, he has 4 goals and 1 assist in the league. But
in the league, yeah.
I would take Solly Marsh for now at least. So I think our combined 11s, we can have different ones.
Similar, but
the only difference, I guess, is Anthony and Solly Marsh and then Caicedo and McAllister. But I think we picked the best team because I would, as long as we don't have De Gea in there, I'm fine. As long as we don't have De Gea in there, I'm absolutely fine. And speaking of De Gea, I think we can move on to our next topic, and that's going to be about specifically him. Have you heard some of the reports?
Oh, yes.
Lately that have come out about some of the players being offloaded, and then De Gea.
Yes, there was a big briefing this morning about a number of players that are rumored to be offloaded, which is typical after a game like that, after a really poor result for the media to kind of jump on all the crave and everything that's going on and kind of saying what all the fans want to hear. It's a good journalism tactic, kind of spur the moment and saying that we're going to get rid of 20 players and De Gea is not going to sign a new contract. Ten Hag wants a new number 1.
Yeah, I think it was James Ducker of the Telegraph. He was the one that first reported this morning saying that Erik Ten Hag wants a new number 1 who is better with his feet, which
that doesn't mean he wants to get rid of De Gea. It means he wants a new number 1. But I also don't think De Gea is going to. I
don't see De Gea staying if he's
not a number 1.
But if you think about it, though, who's picking up De Gea? What good team is picking up De Gea?
Chinese right now. He's going there.
Genuinely, is there a single Champions League team that would want De Gea?
The dude folds in every European game we have, and except for the one time we won the Europa League with Sergio Romero. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's the dude cannot muster up and play well and actually do what he's meant to do in these big games. It's so annoying. He's the one constant that we've seen in every European failure is De Gea mistakes. We've seen it time and time again. And
it's so sad because he's done so much for the club. He won the league his first year with the club, but bro, he can't do anything with the ball at his feet.
No hate at his legacy with the club.
It's same with Ronaldo. When Ronaldo left, his legacy of the club was not tarnished. Yeah, but
it's
we need a better keeper.
You die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah, because you look at
is the villain.
Yeah, I mean Ramsdale has done one. I was not expecting it for Arsenal. Ramsdale has done wonders with the ability to just play with his feet, and then same with Ederson, Liverpool, and it's just, oh my gosh.
Transformative signings that win the league is signing a new number 1.
And looking at Tottenham.
Has to know that.
if you look at
he has to know it.
If you look at Tottenham and United, we both have keepers who can't really play with the ball at their feet, and we've both been like
to go with Tottenham.
We've both been in and around the top 4 and maybe slightly mingling with top spot, but like it's never been close enough
to why Arsenal are in the position they are now as well.
Yeah, we really need to get a new keeper. I think it's imperative,
so important.
Do you think it's at this point? Do you think it's number one priority for the summer?
Number one,
over a striker.
Over striker, number one. I'm not saying a striker is not important. A striker is very close, equally as important. But the thing is, the attack rotates a lot. You're not playing obviously you want a long-term striker who's going to play majority of games at the number 9. But with the keeper, they play close to every single match. They rarely don't play, maybe in some cup games. De Gea has played, I don't know, 99% of the games we've had this season.
Yeah.
And he's like, you build your team kind of around the keeper. He's like the backbone. Yeah. And like to not have a competent ball-playing keeper, it's so frustrating to watch.
It's such a setback too, because if we are to sign him to a new contract, that's for years. It's going to hold us back. If you think about it,
I really hope we don't. I really hope we don't. I don't.
How many years does he have left on his contract?
I think
2 years or something.
No, I think next year might be the last year. I'm not sure though.
Just let that thing run out. If we can't sell him this summer,
Ten Hag is. I would hope to think Ten Hag is smart enough to know what everyone is.
I would at this point. I'd rather have Dean Henderson.
Oh yeah,
I'd rather have Dean Henderson.
Play Jack Butland. Play Tom Heaton. Play.
Yeah. Call me up, Ten Hag. Call me up. I can play better with my feet.
I'm convinced there's something in De Gea's contract that forces him to like play every game, not get talked bad about publicly, because every opportunity we have, it's like we defend him, keep defending him.
Yeah. I just want to know how much. Yeah, how much
thing is,
Ten Hag is being paid.
Ole had the balls to drop De Gea for Dino.
Yeah,
and that was a big move. And then that I think De Gea. I think there were reports that De Gea like was upset and told like Ole he wanted to be number 1, and then Ole like kind of caved in.
Yeah.
I swear there's something in that man's contract.
Something.
He's on $375K a week.
Dude, that's the biggest scam in the history of scams.
It's unbelievable.
Seriously.
It is unbelievable.
How does he get away with that? And I don't even make near that. This is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up at all.
No. If he's not gone, this is a situation that I really hope doesn't happen. But if Ten Hag gives him a new contract,
I think the fans will turn on him.
If he means like what he's saying, with all like he's a quality keeper, he's top of the Golden Glove charts. Ten Hag out, honestly.
I think if he does that, it's only.
I really believe he won't. But in the worst case possible, he does. Then it's like he's digging himself into his own grave by keeping De Gea as a number 1.
But you got to wonder at the same time though, if somehow the Glazers don't sell and they stay and they somehow for some reason like De Gea and they just tell him you have to keep De Gea, what is Ten Hag really to do? He's just kind of a puppet for the Glazers at that point then. So I mean, I hope if the Glazers don't leave too, the internet is also going to just go crazy. But if Maguire and De Gea don't leave after this summer, Ten Hag, he's going to be on the hot seat, which is crazy to think because he's done so well this season up until now.
Yeah, there's the top 2 priorities this summer are ownership change and De Gea leaving. I think those are number 1 and number 2.
And then Maguire a close 3.
I would say signing a striker is number 3.
I hate Maguire so much. So much.
Yeah, the thing is, as much as
not as
I don't like Maguire either. Maguire, he's already been dropped to the bench, so he's not playing every match. The only reason he played last night is because we're without our 2 center backs.
That's true.
The thing is, with De Gea, like I said, he's playing every game. He's there for literally everything. He's involved in everything. So as much as everyone wants Maguire out, which I think he definitely should leave, he should not be the captain of this club at all. He's not playing every game, so he's not really impacting what's on the pitch. Maybe he's not really that great of a leader anyway, in my opinion. But yeah, shipping Maguire off it sounds more important than it actually is, I think.
Okay.
But
interesting.
I think we will though. We
Yeah.
definitely will get rid of him. But
Well, with Maguire, what do you think? Our last big discussion of the podcast will be: what do you think about getting top 4? Do you think that we can still do it?
yeah, I think it's possible.
Let's look at our
I think we will.
let's look at our fixtures for the rest of the season. So first up in the Premier League, we got Tottenham next Thursday. What are your thoughts on that game?
I think that game will decide top 4. I think I have to check the table again. I think we're currently 6 points ahead of Tottenham
With the game in
I'm
hand.
mistaken, with the game in hand.
Yeah, because they lost against
we're on
Rose and
55
Bournemouth.
points, and they're on 53 points. We have 30 games played, and they have 31
Yeah, so I
games
mean,
played.
it'll be huge if they only have
I don't
6
think-
games left after this one, and then we'll
That's our next Premier League fixture?
we got
Is
Thursday.
that home or away?
It's away, but we've never lost at Tottenham's new stadium.
I mean, yeah, it's only been there for like 2 years, but
No, it's been there for like a good 3 years now.
yeah.
I think we've won
Spurs-
every game.
Spurs isn't that tough of a match.
That's true. I mean, really, they're also in a weird phase at the moment where do they even have a new manager yet?
I don't know.
Or they have an interim still. I'm pretty sure they still have an interim.
They still have, was it Conte's assistant or something like
Yeah,
that?
one of his
I'm not really
goons.
sure what's going on there.
They're kind of in shambles, but
They're always in shambles. I can see them hiring Pochettino.
yeah. After that, we got
That's
Aston Villa at home. And Aston Villa are kind of on a hot streak at the moment, but it's a home match for us,
Yeah, it's a home match.
which is going to be huge. I think we can win that. I think we win both those games.
Yeah, if we win both those games, top 4 is very close to guaranteed.
And then after that, though, we got another big match, but it's away at Brighton.
Away at Brighton.
I think that's an L.
Yeah,
I do think though, if we do lose the FA Cup game,
then we'll win.
I think we'll win the Prem.
And losing one,
yeah,
whether it's FA Cup or in the league.
or we could just lose 2. That would suck.
Or we can lose both. Or we can win both.
So I think we'll say win,
Okay.
and then loss,
Lose to Brighton.
and then West Ham away. That was a tough match for Arsenal. Was Arsenal that tied them? Yeah, Arsenal were up 2-0 and then they tied them. I mean, I could see a draw there.
Yeah,
to be
that's
honest,
wrong.
because I swear, whenever we go there, it's always kind of tough for us.
Yeah.
And then Wolves at home. I see that.
Wolves at home is a win.
That should be a win.
Yeah, Wolves win.
Bournemouth away. That's one of our
Win.
fluke away teams, though. I think we get a win there too, but that could be one of those fluky games. So I think we'll say win there. Maybe we're being optimistic. Then we got Fulham as our last game, and that's a home game against. Or it's a home game.
Win.
Yeah,
Last,
I think that's a
last
win.
game of the season, home game.
I think that's
Do
a
you think
win.
Mitrovic is still going to be banned at that point?
No, because it's the last game. So I think he'll play a game before that or something, and then because I think his 8-game ban will end. Like
banned for a while.
he'll be pissed, dude. Imagine he gets another red card.
Rage Mitrovic.
Imagine he punches Maguire. Oh my god, the scenes. The fridge is down. The fridge is down. Mitrovic gets this second red card of the season, and the fridge is down, bleeding.
Dude did what every Man United fan wants to do.
He would be more of a legend at the club than
Yeah.
the fridge is down. Oh wait, I just noticed that we do have a match against Chelsea, a home match, but it's postponed.
That was supposed to be this Saturday.
Yeah, it's postponed for now. Come on, if we lose to Chelsea at home,
wait, it's at home.
dude, we cannot lose to Chelsea at home. I don't care if we're in bad form. We can't lose to Chelsea, Lampard and Chelsea alone.
Yeah.
No,
The thing
man, no
is,
chance.
United Chelsea games in the Prem are always the most boring 0-0, 1-1 draws.
Yeah.
We haven't had a good like from a neutral's perspective, a good match against Chelsea since like the 4-0 opening.
Yeah, I remember that was such a good game. I swear we always tie them lately. Lately we've just been
It's
talking
always been a 0-0 or 1-1.
Yeah. All right, so I'll say a win there because we can't lose that game. We just can't lose that game.
Yeah.
I don't care how bad we are at that time. We can't lose that game. And then, so we got win there. Tottenham win. That's 2 wins. Aston Villa at home win. Brighton away. We'll say it's a loss.
Yeah.
West Ham. We'll say that's a draw. Wolves. That's a win.
3 points.
We got
West Ham's
4 games, 4 wins, 1 draw.
So it's 13.
And then
points.
Bournemouth. That's a win. Fulham. That's a win. So 6 wins, 18 points plus a draw, 19 points.
19 points.
So if you look at the table, This is also very optimistic of us. I don't think this is going to happen.
We're on 59. And what do you say, 19?
19 points.
Okay, so that'll put us 78.
78. And to Tottenham, we even have a chance of getting 78. They have 7 games left. No, they can get 74.
So they could get 70.
So if we did that, I think that would guarantee us top 4. So, I mean, that's us being optimistic.
The most points to get top 4 would be 74.
Yeah.
And then our goal difference is 3 less than Tottenham's, so
we'd have to get 75 points is what we need from the rest of the 8 matches.
Yeah. The most we could get.
So that's how many points? So we would need 16 points.
We can get a max of 83 points.
So we need 16 points from the next 8 matches. So that would be about 5 wins and a draw. I think we can do that.
It's doable. 5
wins and a draw, so then 2 losses to spare. Also, we're thinking about this as if Tottenham are going to win the rest of their games too.
That's true.
Which
we don't even know.
I don't think Tottenham, Liverpool, or Aston Villa are going to win the rest of their matches. So
let's see, Tottenham have to play Newcastle. Oh, that's a big one.
That's all. Yeah, that's huge right there because that's a loss for or draw for one of those.
One of them's dropping points. Wow, they have a tough.
Tottenham.
They have Newcastle, United, Liverpool, Palace, Villa, Brentford, and Leeds.
I don't see Tottenham getting top 4. What about Newcastle's schedule?
Newcastle have Spurs, Everton, Southampton, Arsenal, Leeds, Leicester, and Chelsea.
Some of those games at the end are kind of trash, but Arsenal game should be an L for them, hopefully. Yeah, I think we're going to get top 4. I'm kind of now looking at that. I think we're going to get top 4.
I think it'll be us.
We'll sound like total idiots if we don't, but
Newcastle.
But I think we can get top 4.
No, I think we have to.
Also, we don't have as many games to focus on with Europa League being finished for us now.
I want to be watching. I want to be watching Champions League next season.
If we get Europa League or Conference, we're not going to Conference League. But if we get Europa League next year, I'm going to be so pissed.
I think it would take a lot for us to drop out of
a lot. Yeah, a lot would have to happen. I mean, we lost 2 of our starting center backs, but still a lot more would still have to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Well, I think that's all we got time for today in the podcast. It was a very productive podcast. We talked a lot about.
Got a lot off my chest.
Got a lot off your chest. Hey, talked about our chances at top 4. The FA Cup game coming up is a big one. Sevilla game, we want to forget about that as soon as possible, but it's going to be in our nightmares for the rest of the.
Sevilla.
When have we beat Sevilla last?
We've never beat them.
I swear we can't ever beat them.
In Europe, at least.
Such a shame. Such a shame.
It could be a blessing in disguise. As bad as that sounds, it has opened up.
I mean, I never hope for us to lose, but
if that's what it
if we do lose and it forces out De Gea and Maguire, at least it did that, you know?
Small price to pay for salvation.
All right, guys. Well, have a great rest of your weeks.
Yep.
Adios.